Well, today's episode is going to be a very short one with just two reviews and, of course, news updates. The first one is more on the best of the Super Juniors by New Japan Pro Wrestling for the fifth day. As you know, we're getting more progress who's going to be, how do I say, they're the ones who may lose their undefeated streak or very interesting matches. But also, we cannot forget AEW Dynamite are in Chicago with some interesting matches. We got the quarterfinals of the TBS. Appears now we're seeing grudge matches between Punk and MJF. And of course, we're going to see what's going to happen in the main event in the 8-man tag team match between Malachi Black, FTR, and Andrade taking on Death Triangle and Cody. And as for the news updates, we got more information what's going to happen for the vacant AAA Mega Championship, Johnny Gargano's contract status, and many other things. So, let's get started with another episode of the Leader Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Welcome everybody to the Leader Wrestle Zone, all things that is pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I am your host, Gerard here. So, let's begin with day 5 of New Japan Pro Wrestling's Best of the Super Juniors. Once again, we have our opening match, which or should we say, the pre-match or pre-show, however you want to call it, the Young Lions, Kosei Fujita and Rohi Oiwa taking on. However, this match continues the same old road with, you know, time limit draw. But don't get me wrong, looks like these Young Lions are evenly matched, but sooner or later, one of them is going to pick up a victory. And I don't think it matters who. Now, let's get to the important matches, which is the best of the Super Juniors. First match, we have, of course, Master Wato taking on Ryusuke Taguchi. Now, these two guys are no strangers to each other. They've trained together. They have known each other. They have worked together, but only one of them gets to win this match. Now, Wato has known every move that Taguchi's going to do, but however, it was Wato who picked up the victory on this one. This was a very interesting match, but I have to say there's more to come on that. Now, our next match, we have a Chaos Showdown. We have Yo and, of course, Robbie Eagles. Now, they have come across each other before, not only as teammates, but as opponents in previous Best of the Super Junior tournaments. And this showed Yo's determination. Now, there is evident that, of course, Yo has beat Robbie Eagles once before, and looks like history repeat itself. Yo was able to pick up a very impressive upset, giving himself his first win in the Best Super Junior. Robbie Eagles is not, in fact, worried about that because he's proud of Yo for what he can do. But his main focus is now trying to win back the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Our next match, we have Sho taking on Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Now, this is one of those matches that Kanemaru was smart enough to attack Sho prior before getting into the ring and got rid of the monkey wrench that he has. So it was practically going great. Now, there was a moment Sho almost tried to get away with it by using the monkey wrench, but he Kanemaru somehow, some way outsmarted Sho, now becoming apparent that his undefeated streak is now over. Kanemaru is the first person to make a pinfall, but Sho in the post match did not appreciate he even tried to hurt him, but it came up to no look. Apparently, he got whiskeyed in the face by Kanemaru. So it's amazing. I have to say, I did mention before, from the time we've been noticing he's undefeated all the way to the end, he could lose a match. It looks like it just did. So that's pretty much it. Next match, we have the Suzuki-gun Showdown. We got Doiki taking on El Desperado. Now, these two are not they're too familiarized with each other, but man, this match was crazy. These guys went all out, but only one of them was able. It was Desperado that put Doiki in the dose submission move to force him to tap out in order to win another 2 points. Next match, a Bullet Club Showdown. We have El Fantasmo taking on Taiji Shimori, who they're known as the cutest tag team. Yeah, you heard me right, folks. Cutest tag team. So it was a fun match, but however, this might have cost Taiji Shimori the match due to his hesitant. He could not pull the trigger, but El Fantasmo took advantage and rolled him up, and 1, 2, 3, it was over. I have to say, I don't know if what would happen if the roles reversed. My guess, El Fantasma would do it anyway, but we'll see about that. Excuse me. Now our last and final match is Bushi versus Hiromu Takahashi, LIJ Showdown. This one went balls to the wall, no holding back, and of course the leader of LIJ, Naito, was watching on. But at some point, Bushi missed Hiromu, blinded him, but it did not stop him until he got him good. Basically, Hiromu won the match. I'm like, wow. I think sending a clear message to his boss, Naito. Now let's look at the point system. Taguchi has 2 wins and 3 losses with a total point of 4. Wato, uh, 2 wins and 3 losses with 4 points. Robbie Eagles, the same. Yo, only 2 points with 1 win and 4 losses. Hiromu Takahashi, 3 wins, 1 loss, and a draw. Bushi, 2 wins, 3 losses, 4 points. El Desperado, 2 wins, 2 losses, and a draw. Yoshinobu Kanemaru, 4 wins, 1 loss with 8 points. Doiki, 2 wins, 3 losses, 4 points. Taiji Shimori, 3 wins and 2 losses with 6 points. El Fantasmo, 3 losses and 2 wins with 4 points. And of course, Sho, 4 wins and 1 losses. So right now, currently, we have Kanemaru and Sho tied, but anything could happen from here on out. I'm very excited what's going to take place. But however, more of the Best of Super Juniors is going to take place this Saturday, so I will be reviewing that as well. So let's move on with AEW Dynamite. Well, AEW Dynamite headed to Chicago, home of CM Punk and Colt Cabana and everything else. Now, I have to say the opening of the show, what a great promo between both Punk and MJF. I have to say, I love it. It took like 20 minutes for this promo. Punk calling MJF Miz. I have to say, I was so impressed with this. I was, wow. But yeah. Uh, I don't know. I feel like this is exactly what we wanted. But, you know, wow. Anyway, Punk had his match against QT Marshall, but he had the factory with him. But unfortunately, Nick Camarado was caught. Referee kick both of these jokers out. But CM Punk really hold his own, but he was able to put QT Marshall in the go to sleep. So he pretty was impressive, but I think we're all expecting when is the MJF versus CM Punk happening? Well, we'll just wait and see. Now, in an interesting interview, Christian Cage and Jurassic Express are in a good momentum. As you know, they have won the the Falls Count Anywhere match. Jungle Boy beat Bobby Fish. So now they have the momentum. But Christian believes now is the perfect timing for Jurassic Express to take their momentum a bit more higher. Apparently, it was revealed that now Jurassic Express are the number one ranked in the tag team division, and he said that he's going to help them to get there. And that's going to be interesting to watch. Now, Eddie Kingston, as you know, he is set to face against Daniel Garcia while he was shouting out to Moxley. Here comes 2.0 and Eddie and Daniel Garcia realizing they didn't want no part of him and try to be his friends, but come on. With Eddie Kingston, he has an attitude. Don't try to back him out. But they toss him some hot coffee, but they'll be hell to pay. And trust me, Eddie Kingston will not back down. Our next match, we have the Gun Club, Colton and Billy, along with Austin, taking on Bear Country. I have to say, it was a very interesting match. Now, to be honest with you, I wasn't too pumped on this one, but I think we're seeing, okay, that maybe we're going to give more of what the Gun Club could do, but the Gun Club was able to win the match out of nowhere against two huge behemoths. We're talking about Bear Country here. You know, not skinny guys that you can slap around. But however, Sting shows up while Austin was trying to charge up. Darby Allin shows up out of the blue and boom, he charged him down. It is so classic. But of course, the other members of Gun Club of of what was it, Gun Club? Yeah, they actually decided to skedaddle. Now, as you know, Adam Cole and Bobby Fish are not too pleased how things have not been going for themselves, and they dare to call themselves best friends. However, the real best friends had to say something. But it looks like we're going to see a match this coming Friday between Wheeler Yuta and Orange Cassidy taking on Fish and Cole. I'm excited to see how this is going to play. Now, as you know, for the last couple of weeks, we have been seeing a power play or a move made by Team Taz. They had their eyes set to recruit Dante Martin. Leo Rush does not like what was going on, so basically they gave him an ultimatum. And the biggest shock, Dante took the deal. Leo Rush cannot believe this is happening. I've been watching Twitter, and he's been trying to get a hold of Dante, try to talk to him what the hell is going on, and no luck. But he did stated that he's asking fans to drop names on Twitter for his very own team, Team LBO. And right now, the current names that are popping up is Darius Martin, Dante's older brother. And the other, let's just say this one will be good. I'm talking about the Machine, Brian Cage. Now, I would definitely could see that happening, but we'll just wait and see in the upcoming weeks when this happens. Now we go to the next match, which is the quarterfinals of the TBS Championship between Jamie Hayter and Thunder Rosa. Man, the match was great, a classic. I think this is one of those matches where it was 50 down the line with the crowd, but however, only one had to walk out as the winner. However, as you know, when Thunder Rosa had her right in the proving necktie, a Rebel distracted the referee to give Britt Baker a chance to dispose of Thunder Rosa, but misfired on Jamie Hayter, costing her to advance in the tournament, and this was the last thing she expected. Now, the next thing we have is Jericho apologizing to Marvez. He gets interrupted by those Ignatius 2.0 and Daniel Garcia, but he gave them a warning. Don't ever interrupt them again. And that's the last thing anybody wants to see. And he said if he hopes the Kingston goes to his house and whack him. But we'll see what that happens. Now, speaking of what happened earlier, Britt Baker is not is trying to move forward, trying to surpass with the sudden loss of Jamie Hayter's match. Apparently, Tony Schiavone got himself in hot water once again, mentioning the first ever women's champion, Riho. Looks like Rio has been on a roll recently. She's been winning matches on Dark and Elevation, something that Britt Baker has done herself in the past. So she could most likely be the next challenger, but that is yet to be seen. Next up, we got Colt Cabana taking on Bryan Danielson. The match went into a beatdown, but I think the biggest shocking is how not the way Bryan Danielson beat him when he put him in the label lock, is that he knocked his teeth out. I'm like, whoa, that's insane. But of course, he decides that in the next location it will be in Atlanta. There's only a couple of wrestlers from the Dark Order who are from there. Hangman decided enough is enough. He tried to push the match as soon as possible, but Danielson was not having it. But the match between those two for the AEW World Title is yet to be announced, but hopefully it's sooner than we think. Now, our main event is between Malachi Black, FTR, and Andrade taking on Death Triangle and Cody. This one, there was some interesting moments. As you know, nobody likes Cody. They've been booing him. They tossed back the belt that he had. And not only that, um, the moments between both Arn Anderson and Tully, two former horsemen right in each other's throats. But however, the match would have won in the hands of Pac, but Malachi Black missed him, allowing for Andrade to win. So this was very good to see. So we'll see what happens then. So I'm kind of excited what's going to happen for Rampage. There's going to be more things happening, but I think that's pretty much what we got for AEW. So let's move on with the last thing, news updates. Okay, as you know, I mentioned before, the AAA Mega Championship has been vacant. AAA made a decision that Hijo de Viquino will be challenging for this title, and they just announced Samurai del Sol, who we formerly known as Calistico, will be in the match. However, they decided to add another person, the new recently signee Jay Lethal, into this. I'm like, whoa, we're gonna have a triple threat match. So this will take place on December 4th for Triple Mania Regia. So hope you guys are watching. Now, as you guys know or heard, Johnny Gargano's contract is expiring, but however, it was revealed that he asked for an extension. Originally, the contract was supposed to end on the 3rd, but apparently they gave him another week to December the 10th. Reason behind that, he wants to finish this up while he goes to War Games, which is something he does not want to miss. He's never been in a War Game. It's had avoided him for his entire NXT career, but what is still yet to be turned. What's going to happen once his contract is up? Well, we don't know yet, but we will keep apprised of that. Now, I mentioned this before. As you know, this past Monday, Seth Rollins was attacked by a fan. He did mention what he felt like when this happened. He said he was terrified. He did not experience anything like this. But however, the fan revealed the reason this happened was because he got catfished. He said he thought he was talking to Seth Rollins, but he wasn't. He did issue an apology towards Seth Rollins for what's happening. But do we think it is true? I don't know. This is like very unusual, but we'll see what happens. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, Brian Cage, the Machine, has been getting backstage heat from AEW due to his wife, criticizing AEW not utilizing him enough. Basically, he's been getting kicked left and right. But however, Melissa Santos claimed that she didn't say anything like this. She even mentioned this on Chris Van Vliet and a few others. But uh, we don't know what's going to be happening. There are those that believe that Brian Cage could lose his job. There are those that say that he should just leave and go to WWE. I don't know. It's still, how to say, out in the open to understand what's going on. But I hope things can be resolved with Brian Cage. I know WWE were not interested in him at first, but hopefully, but like I mentioned this before, we could see Brian Cage teaming with Leo Rush down the line. But that is yet to be seen. And I think that's it, what we got for now. Well, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Now, originally, I was supposed to have MLW for the Fusion Thanksgiving. Fortunately, it did not happen. It will be in the next episode. I promise you guys that. For that, here's what we're going to have for the following one. We have World Woman Pro Wrestling Diana, which is going to start out with that. They had this show took place back on the 10th of October. This was part of the 10th anniversary show. I'm kind of excited to review this for all of you. Also, we got NXT UK, of course, MLW, and we cannot forget Impact Wrestling. But I think that's what we're going to do for the following episode. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next DWZ time. Same DWZ channel. I must bid all of you adieu. So goodbye. Mwah. And have a nice day.